When was doing the wrong thing the right choice? I was 12 years old and home alone with my little brother during the worst ice storm in 20 years. Danny was 7 and had cystic fibrosis, been managing it his whole life. I knew the routine better than my own homework. Chest physiotherapy twice a day to loosen the mucus, nebulizer treatments morning and night, enzyme pills with every meal, and always watch for signs of infection. Our parents went to Grandma's 90th birthday 2 hours away, and I told them I could handle it because I'd done it 100 times before. The storm hit harder than expected, and the power went out around 6 p.m. But Danny had already done his evening nebulizer, so we just lit some candles and played cards, and listened to the ice hitting the windows. Around 8 p.m., he started coughing more than usual. I did chest percussion like they taught me, pounding on his back to loosen everything up, and he coughed a bunch of stuff up and seemed better. By 9 p.m., the coughing was worse, deep and wet, and Danny said his chest felt tight. I gave him his rescue inhaler, 2 puffs like the doctor showed us, and waited. He still couldn't catch his breath between coughing fits. I tried to call our parents, but my cell was dead. Towers overloaded from the storm. I tried 911 and got nothing but static. The landline was out because ice took down the lines. Danny's breathing was getting faster and shallower, and his nostrils were flaring with each breath. I recognized this from hospital trips. Respiratory distress. I did more chest therapy and tried the inhaler again, and nothing worked. Danny's lips were turning blue at the edges. He was using muscles in his neck and stomach just to breathe, his whole body working for every bit of air. He looked at me with scared eyes and said, "I can't get air." I tried every phone again and got nothing. I ran outside and banged on neighbors' doors, but no one was home or they couldn't help. Danny was sitting straight up because he couldn't breathe lying down, wheezing with every exhale. His fingernails were turning blue. He was too tired to cough anymore, which was worse. He said, "Am I gonna die?" And I told him no. I wasn't going to let that happen. I looked out the window at Mr. Leroy's truck with chains on the tires, just sitting in his driveway. Mr. Leroy was at his daughter's house riding out the storm. I wrapped Danny in a blanket and carried him outside. He weighed almost nothing because CF always kept him small. My feet slipped on the icy steps and I went down hard on one knee, but I didn't drop him. The truck door was unlocked and I put Danny in the passenger seat and buckled him in. His head lolled to the side and the whistling sound he made with each breath was getting quieter. Keys in the visor like always. I'd never driven, but I'd watched my parents 1,000 times. I turned the key and stalled it. Started again, stalled again. Third time I gave it more gas and the truck lurched backward and I slammed the brakes and we skidded sideways across the driveway. I got it into drive and the back end fishtailed so hard I thought we were going in the ditch. The truck shot forward, tires spinning on ice before they caught. I couldn't see through the freezing rain, so I hunched over the wheel and squinted at the road. The truck slid through the first intersection and I just held on and prayed. Danny's breathing was barely audible now. I pushed the gas harder. We hit black ice on Miller Road and spun completely around. I was screaming as the world whipped past the windows, headlights swinging across trees and mailboxes, and when we stopped, we were somehow still on the road facing the right direction. I kept driving. I blew through a red light because no one else was stupid enough to be out. The truck fishtailed on the hill by the church and sideswiped a parked car. I heard metal scraping and didn't stop. The hospital was 15 minutes away in good weather. I made it in 8. I pulled up to the emergency entrance going way too fast and slammed the brakes and the truck jumped the curb and stopped half on the sidewalk. I laid on the horn until people came running. I was screaming that my brother had CF and couldn't breathe. They put him on a stretcher and someone put an oxygen mask on his face and they ran him inside. A nurse found me on the waiting room floor in wet pajamas, no shoes, shaking so hard my teeth were chattering. She brought me a blanket and told me I did good. My parents arrived 3 hours later, hysterical. The doctor said Danny was stable. His oxygen levels were critical when he came in, and another hour could have caused organ damage or worse. A cop showed up the next day about the stolen truck and the car I hit. I told him everything. Mr. Leroy visited Danny in the hospital and heard the whole story. He shook my hand and told the cop there was nothing to press charges for. He said, "That's not stealing, that's being a brother." Danny's 20 now and doing fine. Mr. Leroy taught me to drive for real the summer I turned 15.